This group was formed 10 years ago by a group of ordinary Marlborough people with a passion for education, conservation, environmental sustainability and a big idea. This group is the Mistletoe Bay Trust from the Marlborough district.
Wow, what an inspiring day. Certainly congratulations to all those volunteer groups and to Trustpower for making it all possible. I'm Alistair Simon, the Marlborough Mayor, and I'm proud to introduce the Mistletoe Bay Trust. Not only is this an outstanding eco-experience promoting education, conservation and environmental sustainability, but an absolutely fine example of how an idea can grow to reality through huge community and volunteer input. To tell you the Mistletoe Bay story, I'm pleased to introduce Trust Chair Simon Heath and Member John Cunliffe. Thank you.
If you had said to us in 2003 that in 2014 we would have a $5 million facility, we would have 2,000 children from 40 different schools coming through our education facility each year, that we would have another 8,500 other guests stay at our facilities each year, we'd be turning over just over $200,000 per year from the commercial side of the operation, and that we would have strategic partnerships with groups like Department of Conservation, Marlborough District Council, Outward Bound Trust, and a whole host of other groups like Rotary, Zonda Club of Marlborough, Lions Clubs, and all those various service clubs throughout the community and businesses, as well as more recently strategic alignment with Save the Children New Zealand. You'd say, yeah, right, that ain't going to happen. But that is the reality today for the Mistletoe Bay Trust, and I have to say I pinch myself rather often because at the end of the day, it's been a group of people who have made this happen. So what got us started? Well, you can see there a bay with really very, very little in it. It was a dock reserve, it still is a dock reserve, but nothing was there except a bit of a campground and a dilapidated old toilet block. And DOC were looking at getting out of the campground business because it wasn't their core business. They wanted to lease out that site. When we found out about that, we thought that's a threat, we need to deal with that because school kids won't get to see this beautiful paradise in Marlborough Sounds. And as a school teacher, I've been taking class camps there since 1982, and I didn't want to lose that for our kids. And of course, the general public. If you know anything about the Sounds, if you see an activity going in there and you're coming in your boat or whatever, you maybe turn around and not go in. So we wanted to make sure that that opportunity remained for the community of Marlborough and anyone else who came into our beautiful part of the world. Of course, it's about kids, and kids is our theme. That's always been our focus. It's about educating kids to be the stewards of the future, to look after these beautiful places that we have around our planet, particularly in New Zealand, and we wanted to make sure we drove that home. So education. We're all passionate Marlbarians. We love our place, and it's a beautiful neck of the woods, and maybe one day the Trustpower Awards will come to Marlborough. And of course, we all have an inclination to provide some service. So that was us as we got cracking. We had a big idea, and we really wanted to create this experience, the Mistletoe Bay experience for anyone and everyone who came to our place. We needed people, and I mentioned all those groups. Heaps of people helped us. The person sitting in that digger there, though, he's a unique character. His name's Norm Crafer. He runs a big construction company in Marlborough, and when we sat down with Norm and said, we need your help, Norm, we need some diggers out there to get the building envelope ready for our new facilities. And he said to one of the other trustees and I, well, we're in C in the phone book, but we're not fucking Corso. Next day, there is a barge on its way out to Mistletoe Bay with that digger on it and a driver, and it was there for 2 weeks. And that really epitomises the volunteer effort that's come from our community, and he was just one. And I'm sorry for swearing, but I had to say what Norm said because there's a little bit more about Norm coming up. Of course, we needed time, the time from people, and it just kept coming. The more momentum we got, the more time we got from people who wanted to help us. And so, we're very humbled with the opportunity that we've been able to create for Marlborough and New Zealand because of the commitment of so many people to help us. We needed resources. We needed an architect, we needed an engineer, we needed an accountant, we needed a lawyer, we needed the council to waive all consent fees for us. These things happened, and we got to the end result. And those are just some. We needed money because we didn't have $1 in the bank, and we got money through all sorts of means. We engaged with the community. This is us attending a sign-over ceremony in 2004 with the Department of Conservation, where we signed a control and management agreement. Our vision was about making sure that a quality sounds experience for everybody would still be possible. And that's what Doc bought into with us. We fundraised. We didn't take no for an answer. If someone said no to us, we'd go away, repackage what we wanted and go back and say, what do you think now? So instead of going for something bigger, we'd go for something smaller. But eventually we got there. We raised a lot of money, but we also built a lot of partnerships along the way, and those partnerships remain strong, and they still support us and help us get there. The environmental stewardship thing is sort of the ethics thing, is that, my generation, we're pretty much working really hard to stuff the planet. New Zealand says we're clean and green. We're not. We're dirty brown. We just don't have the population here to really dirty the place up and make it look like other parts of the world. So we have to do something about that now with our next generation, our kids. So if we can pass on to them the torch of looking after this place, then we've done some really good stuff. And that's what we're going to do, and that's what we are doing at Mistletoe Bay. So the education umbrella sits in there. We attracted volunteers, we engaged with the army, they helped build our facilities. We had outward bound watchers, we have kids, we have people coming on their boats and parking up and say, can we help over at Mistletoe? We built an eco-village. There it is. And we're really proud of it. It's a true eco-village. It generates its own power, it's solar water, it's a closed wastewater system, you name it, we've tried to do it. The Rolls-Royce version was always in our vision. Try and do it well, do it once. We celebrated in 2008 with our community, all the people who helped us. And that was a huge day for the Trust. And then we came. So our Eat Fit program, which we had developed for schools. When they come in, they learn about healthy eating, they learn about keeping fit, they learn about adventure, they learn about challenge, and they take on things. I've got to keep moving. And they had lots of fun doing all these activities. Probably should have been sailing then. Young kids creating our vegetable gardens, cockling, creating meals from food they'd gathered from the bay. We run leadership camps for our groups, for school groups in the school holidays. And we managed to achieve all these things here. We've set up a trust fund. We focus on sustainability. I've mentioned education. We're still evolving, and we've got more to do. John, you.
Hi there, just a quick wrap up from me. Wrong way. This is one of 4 honours boards that we have in this facility. And I'm just going to recap on 1 or 2 things here. We're 10 years on. We've built on volunteers. We're 500 plus. We're growing. All ages, a wide variety of contributions. In terms of resources, it's all around basically a vision that's been shared and enable us to sustain energy and also engage our community. And in terms of impact, our impact's on awareness and thinking and behaviour. It's district-wide with a national reach, and it's intergenerational. It spans the generations. And it's essentially, really, we're by the people, for the people, and Mistletoe Bay Trust, he tau mo tau katoa, for everyone naturally. We wouldn't be without our volunteers and without our community. Thank you.